We're here at the offices of Centropolis, the production company behind Independence Day Resurgence. We're here with Marco Shepard. He's the co-producer on the film, as well as the head of development and production here at Centropolis. Tell us how you got into filmmaking.
You know, and then ever since I was a little kid, I started to dissect films, and I got obsessed with the Oscars growing up, and then from there on, I told my parents I wanted to be in the film industry, and yeah, I ended up going to college and came to LA in 2005, and yeah, I started my career here.
And you were probably a little kid when the first movie came out, right?
Yeah, so what was it? 13 years old. It was so exciting. I literally saw the movie 3 times. I remember in the movie theater. Oh, for sure. And it was a tiny little theater in Puerto Vallarta. I'm from Puerto Vallarta originally, and I remember the 3 times I went to the theater. Literally, the line went around the block, so I had to wait to get tickets. You know, back then we didn't have Fandango and systems like that, so we had to wait in line to buy your tickets. So, yeah, it was great memories.
So was it surreal working on the project since you were a big fan?
Very much so. I think the biggest shock was getting to know the actors that are back. I think meeting Bill Pullman and Jeff Goldblum was just surreal. To see actors that made a tremendous impact on me growing up, and watching the first film was really a very unique and surreal experience, and made it so much more fun. So it was, and also meeting the new characters as well. You know, a lot of them are my age, and a lot of them share that same experience that we all got to see the first film. And 20 years later, here we are.
And can you introduce us to your friend next to you?
That's well, actually, this is Bob. We baptized him here at Centropolis, and it's actually a replica. Well, it's one of the aliens from the first Independence Day. So you guys can probably remember. And yeah, it's been living with us ever since the first film here. And Roland actually had the alien from the one that Will Smith welcomes to Earth in his garage for the longest of time, and now lives in Germany in a museum. So, but this guy was left behind.
Can you tell us what a co-producer does in a film like this?
Well, you know, it depends. You know, the title co-producer can be described and it just depends. A lot of co-producers do different things. In my case, I was transitioning from working here as an executive into being involved with the film, and I was awarded a co-producer credit after we started shooting the film. My main duties were helping with the casting, as well as being in communication with the studio on a daily basis, and helping the production move forward from a logistical standpoint to a creative standpoint as well, partaking in reading the scripts, during different versions of the script, pages that were rewritten perhaps through shooting of the movie. And yeah, we just been in touch with everybody involved in the film, and making sure that nothing fell through the cracks. So I think my job mainly was making sure all things are moving forward, and make sure that nothing really gets behind. So anything that was forgotten or was not being overseen, I basically took leadership on those things, and either handed over to the pertaining party, to the responsible party, or end up doing it myself. Being in production and development, in the development aspect is actually, I find it very soothing, because it's all about writing, rewriting, and reading scripts, and reading content, reading books that could be of interest for Roland and the company.
For people interested in breaking into the business, what advice would you give them, and what sorts of projects do you look for at Centropolis?
I think the biggest advice Roland gave me, and it has helped me tremendously in development, is writing is the best rewriting. Rewriting is the best writing. That is the tip I would give people. Enjoy the process of getting the script where it needs to be. Don't compromise. Don't start writing because you want to shoot something. Write because you want to write the best story it can be, whatever story it can be, whatever genre. For the company here, we love story, we love thrillers, we love sci-fi. I mean, as you know, Independence Day, and we have a lot of projects in development. They're mainly science fiction. I personally like all types of stories. I've started to be really interested in horror as well. We have a science fiction thriller that's super fun right now in development. We have another a couple sci-fi movies that I don't want to give plots away on, but they're super fun. So yeah, to answer your question, all types of films, but mainly science fiction.
When the first film was released, it took the disaster flick to a whole new level, but now it's been done so much. So how do you top yourself in a time when some movie fans may be tired of seeing landmarks destroyed in movies?
I love Roland that's Roland. Roland gets all the credit because Roland loves to tell a story when he destroys a building and when he destroys a world. He's always trying to unite us, and that's what I love about Roland. That when we did Independence Day Resurgence, one of his biggest challenges was, how am I going to top the first visually? And I remember being in, I remember being in Singapore with him, and forgive me, I forgot the name of the hotel in Singapore, the very famous hotel. I forgot the name of it, and the one that looks like there's a spaceship in between two buildings. And he looked at it and he stopped, and just stared at it and said, "I'm going to destroy that building," but cinematically. And he said, "I love the look of it." He went aesthetically as to why, and he always wants to have a story behind every sequence or every destruction sequence that he has in mind. So that's what I love about Roland. And also, when he said to me, "I'm thinking of a massive ship the size of the entire Atlantic coming on Earth," the day he told me that, I said to him, "You are crazy." And visuals like the waves going over the Himalayas, those are things that come to mind when you think of Roland and how he thinks of what's the kind of story he's thinking of showing the audiences. So.
They like to get the landmarks.
It's epic. It's an epic film at a global scale. It has the same tone as the first film. It's so fun. It's such a fun movie. And what I would say is the biggest thing they're going to notice is the visuals. Things that Roland couldn't do 20 years ago are clearly he was clearly able to do on Independence Day Resurgence. So I would say that's the biggest surprise, probably one of the biggest surprises that people are gonna have. And of course, tons of story fun facts there that you're gonna enjoy when you watch the movie.
Shouldn't we be nervous? Yeah.